So today I wanted to tell you guys about my song He Is Watching. He Is Watching is first and foremost not a religious song. And I'm only saying this because I once submitted the song to a crowd review thing on this website called Reverb Nation. And literally every review was like, this is a lovely Christian song. I previously said that I am okay with people thinking that it's a religious song, but I guess I didn't appreciate the extent to which this idea would be ubiquitous among people who hear it. People who don't know me, that is, because people who know me know what the song's about. I wanted the real story to be out there. Again, I'm not gonna make it my life's mission to make sure everyone knows, but I do want this information to be out there so that people who hear the song and are really interested in what the song's about have access to this information so that they can appreciate the real story. So, He Is Watching is about my dad, who died in 2017. I'm gonna ignore my cat from this point on. So I guess I'll just go lyric by lyric. I've never been the fearless, the kind of guy that knows the way, always second guessing, and yet I live another day. His death was extremely he died of a heart attack, just one day out of absolute nowhere. My dad was always like this most energetic, positive vibe kind of person. Not always, obviously, but so robust and so adventurous. And I always considered myself to be like this guy who's kind of the opposite, and in some ways I only aspired to be as energetic and as I said, adventurous. So that's me just trying to grapple with that fact. Caught between the margins, so much unsaid forever. It's a strange feeling when you lose one parent like that. What happens is you feel like the two parts that make you, like one of them doesn't exist anymore. So you are kind of on the precipice, or you're like closer to that, like the margins, the edge of life and death. I don't know, it's a weird feeling. It's just, I remember it was a thought in my head, and I wrote it down. So much unsaid forever kind of speaks for itself. I cannot see you, but somehow I know you agree. No, sorry. My God, I'm messing it up. I cannot see you, but somehow I know you are there, worlds apart in life, but I still remind myself. We had somewhat of a complicated relationship, my dad and I. Unfortunately, we only had the last 2-3 years where he was alive that we really kind of started building a deeper connection. And yet in death, I just feel his presence all the time. He is watching. He knows what you're about now. There'll never be a mortal that stands in your way. Even though there were so many things about me that I felt he didn't know, now I feel like he is watching me, and he doesn't only see me, but he also is aware of my thought process, and he really knows me now. He knows what you're about now. There'll never be a mortal that stands in your way, so I feel protection. He is watching, and now he understands you, and now there is no reason to hide from yourself. My dad was the last person that I thought would ever be okay with the fact that I'm not straight. Literally, I thought that I'm gonna live my life with him not knowing, and that was part of me thinking that we could never reach this connection, because I could never fathom or imagine him being okay with it. About half a year before he passed, my mom actually told him. She outed me. And he was way more okay with that than I could have ever hoped to imagine. And that's what the second verse is really about. So I'm good at keeping secrets. I could have lived a bitter lie, walk around pretending that I'm not letting life go by. I was prepared to go through life without him knowing, and obviously that would just be living a life of lie, right? All the time I've wasted, so much unsaid forever. I've allowed myself to go on without telling him. I cannot see you, but somehow I know you agree. Worlds apart in life, but in death, you're here with me. Pretty straightforward, I think. He is watching. He knows what you're about now. There'll never be a mortal that stands in your way. He is watching, and now he understands you, and now there is no reason to hide from yourself. And then bridge. Now that you have seen, you know what I feel, but for me, the story is forever still. And that's just me reflecting on the fact that because he is watching me, or at least because I believe that he is watching me, he gets to see me grow, he gets to see the rest of my story. He gets to see how it evolves, he gets to see how it ends. But from my point of view, it's a cutoff, right? He'll never grow older in my eyes. I'll never be able to introduce him as a grandpa. I'll never be able to, all the things that come with this kind of loss. It's not an easy song by any means to have written, to have recorded, to perform, to even talk about. But with that, I do hope that it will serve as a message to, first and foremost, for other young people who have lost a parent, and also to young people who live who live in a closeted way out of a fear that their parents will reject them, because it's not a new topic, but I feel like it's not talked about enough, in the sense that it really does ruin people's lives. Parents may not realize that their behavior, even though that they may be okay with it, the way they talk about certain things and the way they make comments about certain things, will always seed these seeds of doubt in their kids' minds about, are my parents gonna accept me if I come out? A kid is gonna, a kid can be not straight and they can be bullied for it and whatever, but if they feel that their parents will accept them, if they have open lines of communication with their parents, if their parents have created and nurtured an atmosphere of acceptance in the household, the kid's gonna come out and the kid's gonna feel better with themselves, and they're gonna get the support they need from their parents. But if they not only get bullied in school and everywhere else, but also feel like they would be bullied at home for it, or I guess bullied at home sounds kind of weird. If they also feel like they're not gonna be accepted at home, they're never gonna come out, and it's just gonna lead to rotting relationships. And it's like, parents, it's your kid. It's your literal job to make them feel accepted and loved. And I'm super blessed with how both my parents accepted me, and I know, I'm aware that there are parents who are just genuinely not okay with it, and they would kick their kids out. But I guess, one can only hope that if a kid finds enough bravery within themselves to come out to their parents, that in our day and age, that the parents would find the decency, at least, to not turn their kid away. And the more stories like that we share, I feel the more hopeful we make the reality of closeted kids. The more their worldview brightens, hopefully. So to end this on a sort of a high note, this is what He Is Watching is about. Thanks for watching, thanks for being here. I'll see you guys next time. Hi little. Hi cute.